Greetings YouTube, Doom here, and I am hoping that this is centered on my TV, because I know some people have OCD where they cannot watch a YouTube video. But this is my Krieg build. He has recently gotten to 72, so I figured I'd do it. I figured I'd just show this instead of explain why I chose this perk over this perk. But a lot of you are probably going to be like, type stuff, so yeah, I'm gonna do that, I guess. Increase melee damage. It doesn't seem that great now, I tell you that, but whatever. We also got Feed the Meat. Increase health by 50%, which also stacks with shields, relics, whatever else you may have that increases. And we go over to here. Embrace the pain. Sorry if I'm saying these kind of like Krieg. It's kind of a habit. Okay. Fire rate increase while shield is depleted. Now, I do not have any of the weaponry, shields, whatever, because I have not beat the main campaign. And recent farming attempts have not given me much to look forward to. So, yeah. And it's going to take a little while longer because I gotta get Seraph Crystals. And I will explain what weapons I recommend for this build. But you can throw in TDR if you absolutely have to, but don't go for Elemental TDR because it will not work. For whatever reason, it does not count as explosive when it's a fire weapon or something. And a lot of people don't get that. Thrill the kill. Now the reason I haven't really been explaining much of these is because, really, they're kind of self-explanatory. So, yeah. Thrill the kill. You want to make sure that you're, like, the last person that hits a blow, because this is literally the only thing, unless if you go with the Moxie rocket launcher, that you're going to have any health regen with, unless you have a Medic Maya or something else. Now then, split the flash. Explosive damage and increased flight for your lifetime. Pretty self-explanatory. This is an explosive build, so you're going to want to get a Purple Crunch class mod, which is the class mod that I'm using. I think it's called a Flesh class mod. I don't know. It's either Flesh Crunch class mod or something Crunch. I know that's a Purple Crunch class mod, though. Which will increase this beyond just 5 points. If you cannot get that, just find a Flesh Crunch class mod that's green, blue, whatever rarity that you can find that has the explosive increasement. Salt the Wound. Now, I use this a lot because I ended up using my shotgun a lot, which is different from the one that I'm going to recommend that you guys try farming for. And you guys might get a little bit weirded out when I state which one I want you to farm for. Then we have Redeem the Soul. Every time you've gone into your Bazaar mode, you can insta-revive people. It's kind of like Maya's thing, but you actually gotta sacrifice yourself for it. This puts you down and brings your teammate back up. Skipping over this because really, this is good for melee build, not so good for your build. Especially if you got a resistance relic and stuff like that for fire damage and stuff like that. So yeah. We then have Release the Beast. Berserk's Rampage is now able to do more melee damage and everything when your health reaches low health. And also you get damage reduction while in Bazaar mode. And the first of the kill skills, the Blood Twitch kill skill. The reason I go with this one is generally because I don't really see any times that this is going to be useful. I'm one of those guys where the magazine has to be topped off all the time. And And the more and more stacks of Bloodlust that you're going to get, it just doesn't seem that necessary. But this one definitely seems necessary because weapon swap speed, it is pretty important. Then we have the first perk another perk that will be increased by your purple rarity class mod, Taste the Blood. During Buzz X Rampage, you self yours for the I don't know what that's saying, but whatever. It's basically just going to make you more damage resistance, and blood stack per kill will be 45. Meaning you can get pretty much close to it again. And then, self-explanatory, you just want to get all three of these. Then you want to get this because you want to do at least some explosive damage in Buzz X Rampage, because again, you're an explosive build. You should at least have a tiny bit of fucking explosive damage. Blood Twitch. Rampage duration increased by 5.5 per stack. I think that's per 5.5 seconds. I mean 55.55 seconds, because literally it doesn't make much sense. Alright. We then have this one, which just increased the time before the bloodlust starts to decay. This skill, I cannot tell you how many times I've done it. But I've killed an enemy, had to reload, and boom, it's back, and my clip is back to full before I even realize it. Use it when I'm at max bloodlust. And then, Bloodsplosion! If you're gonna go with anything, you should has to do with explosives, definitely go with this. Now, again, none of my items are going to be finalized here, besides possibly this and a purple rarity, and the flesh crunch, and the fresh prefix, not this one, so yeah. But yeah, this is basically going to be the way that I set it up. Now, for the rifle, I recommend either the Kerblaster, or here's another weapon that's really popular for this build, because I've seen so many people do it with this weapon, and I actually tried it out, and it was the most fun. But of course, getting people that are going to be willing to try and not kill the guy, that's going to be kind of hard. The Ogre. It's the spinning barrel it's the spinny Vladov barrel. Yeah, Vladov has two. It's this double barrel, and then the spinning barrel, which I just love this barrel. Any of the Vladov weaponry, but yeah, the Kerblaster or the Ogre, self-explanatory. You want the most damage per second, and those are the two highest damage per second weapons, I believe, in the Torg line. For your shotgun, you're going to go with the Pearlescent Torg shotgun, known, I think, as the Carnage, or the Sword Explosion. Both in a practicable prefix would be the best. Doesn't matter about what items you want on it, because if you have a save editor, you can just do that, I guess. But of course, I would only recommend it if you've been doing it so long and you finally got parts that you like on it, but you want it to be, but you don't get the practicable prefix. I have farmed for it so long, and a lot of people just ended up giving me a Ergstock, Jacob's Sight, Jacob's Grip one. And for those who do not know, the Torgstock is the back part, and the Jacob's Grip is the part that you put your forearm on, or whatever the extended arm is for you. So yeah. Now for this one, you're going to want to get a Herald. No questions asked. Herald you want. yes. Do not go for anything else. Herald, good. Everything else, bad. And what, you want to use a different weapon? Go right ahead. You're not going to get as much damage output as with the Herald. And also, I usually end up not using the first one in the third slot unless if this weapon is out. And I only use the rocket when I'm down, so... Or I'm fighting a boss that really needs a lot of damage output on him. So, yeah. Okay, and this one... I recommend the Creamer if you got to have a unique one, but for whatever reason, I cannot justify just going with one rocket launcher, so go with any explosive launcher that you want. That is what I'm going to state with this. Again, I recommend that you guys grab whatever you want, so yeah. For the shield, I recommend the Rough Rider. Yeah, the Rough Rider, it's the best shield that you can go with, because you're going to automatically have a faster fire rate than what your weapon will state while you're down. And the only time that it's not like that is when you are in fight for your life. So yeah. I recommend the Magic Missile here. A purple Magic Missile, yes. Definitely use that. It's going to be hard, I know, but still, a Magic Missile is going to be so helpful here. And for the relic, I can't remember what it's called, but it's the relic that you can get from the Torg Campaign of Carnage DLC. He's, Seraphender, sorry, I had to think for a second there. Reason why I don't suggest that you just get an explosive one is because sometimes you're not going to get your melee doesn't count as explosive when you have to melee something away from you, so yeah. Yeah, that's basically Krieg. I'm going to go back to here and let you guys take a screenshot or whatever. Sorry that I have to go back with poor quality. If you guys could not tell, I'm using a controller, not on a PC, but on my PlayStation 4. Sorry about that. But yeah, I can't really record and send stuff. I know that there's a way to do so, but I don't know how. Anyways, that is all. Well, if I end up doing like a Skyrim build or something, that's possibly going to be the way I do it as well. Well, until I can get a better recording system. So yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.